following is a presentation of Washington and Lee women's basketball on 91.5 FM WLUR Lexington. Now let's go live to the gymnasium. Here is Jeremy Franklin.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome inside Turner Gymnasium here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Old Dominion Athletic Conference women's basketball tonight as the Generals of Washington and Lee have taken the trip over the mountain to meet up with the Hornets from the University of Lynchburg. Jeremy Franklin with you for the broadcast tonight. Washington and Lee playing maybe its best basketball of the season in the opening couple of weeks of 2020. The Generals have won 4 in a row, all in ODAC play. They're now 6-2 in the conference and sitting in second place, 9-6 overall. And they will take on a Hornet team that is 1-3 in the new year and missing 2 starters tonight. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Lynchburg comes in 4-3 in the ODAC and 7-7 overall. But recent history, Lynchburg has had the Generals number. 9 of the last 10 meetings have been Hornet wins. The exception was the last time these two teams played. That was in Salem in the ODAC quarterfinals last year when the Generals did snap a 9-game skid in the series with a 79-77 victory. The teams played twice in the regular season in 2018-19 as well. The Hornets won 68-60 in Lexington in late November, then 75-69 at Turner Gymnasium on the 7th of January last year. This will be the only time these two teams play during the current season. Looking at Washington and Lee, 4 consecutive ODAC wins. Went to Guilford 11 days ago and beat the Quakers 66-62. That broke a long losing streak. On the road against Guilford, the Generals had not won in Greensboro since 2011. Came home to knock off Shenandoah in a rematch of last year's ODAC championship game. Pretty comprehensive win for WNL, 69-55. And the Generals against a very young Virginia Wesleyan team, winning big on Saturday, 91-46. Aaron Hughes tied her season high with 20 points in that game. Molly Mann was perfect in the contest, 5 of 5 from the field, made all 3 of her 3-point attempts, and scored 13 points. 8 different Generals had at least 7 markers in that game. Lynchburg coming in off a 64-55 loss at Shenandoah on Saturday. Jordan Sondro led the other Hornets with 27 points in that game. Lizzie Davis had 16 for Lynchburg. Aaron Green added 15 for the University of Lynchburg. But Green is out tonight. The leading scorer for the Hornets this year at 13.1 points per game has been suspended. So has the starting point guard for Lynchburg, Alyssa Smalls, who is among the ODAC leaders in assists, as well as reserve guard Emily Elliott. Violation of team rules is what we were told, so they will not be dressed out for Abby Pyzik-Smith's team this evening. The Hornets have gotten one of their promising young post players back, Kate Kolb, who made her season debut at Shenandoah on Saturday. 8 points and 9 rebounds in 24 minutes, and she'll be in the starting lineup tonight. She torched the Generals for 21 points in the game here at Turner a season ago. Tonight's broadcast of Generals basketball on WLUR Lexington, 91.5 FM, and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting, is brought to you in part by the Washington and Lee University Store. Owned and operated by WNL, the University Store is located right on campus in Elrod Commons. The store features a wide range of apparel celebrating Washington and Lee, including the Peter Millar Collegiate Collection, offering polos and sweaters for your game day style. If you're looking for workout gear, we have a variety of performance apparel from Nike and Under Armour. All proceeds go back to the Washington and Lee community, helping to fund athletic, alumni, and student programs. The store is open 7 days a week. Order online anytime by visiting store.wlu.edu. Just about set for opening tip here in Lynchburg tonight. Washington and Lee and the University of Lynchburg starting lineups in first quarter action coming up after a short timeout.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Chris Pine. Children's Miracle Network hospitals are amazing places. It takes tremendous resources to care for sick and injured kids and to keep them smiling and laughing even during their toughest treatments. That's why donations are so very important. Please join me in supporting your children's hospital so every kid has a chance to get better. Put your money where the miracles are. Give to your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Once again, welcome live to Turner Gym in Lynchburg. Jeremy Franklin with you for our coverage of Generals basketball. Washington and Lee taking on the University of Lynchburg tonight. The Generals coming in 9-6 overall and 6-2 in the ODAC. The Hornets are 7-7 on the season, 4-3 in the conference. Starting lineups first for Lynchburg in 10th year head coach Abby Pisick-Smith, a member of the Lynchburg Athletics Hall of Fame. We'll see Maggie Quarles, a 5'7 junior from Roanoke. Kate Kolb, 6'2 sophomore from Morris Plains, New Jersey. Jada Chambers, 5'6 rookie from Dillwyn, Virginia, makes her first career start tonight. Lizzie Davis, 5'8 sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee. And Abby Ogish, 5'11 sophomore from Midlothian, Virginia. If you've tuned in to our home games or any of the away contests for the Generals so far this year, you know the starters by heart at this point. The same lineup that Christine Clancy has used in the first 15 games of the season will take the court to begin number 16 as well. That's Jordan Deal, 5'9 sophomore from Springboro, Ohio. Megan Horn, 5'11 sophomore from Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Andy Smithy, 5'10 senior from Charlotte. Taylor Casey, 5'7 senior from Brentwood, Tennessee. And Aaron Hughes, a 5'10 junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Statistical leaders again for the Hornets. Their top scorer, Aaron Green, is out tonight. So is their point guard, their leader in assists, Alyssa Smalls. Abby Ogish leads the Hornets in rebounding at 7.8. She's second in points at 9.0. Lizzie Davis and Maggie Quarles and the backcourt for the Hornets both average over 8 points per game. On the General side, 3 in double figures. Taylor Casey, 5th in the ODAC in scoring at 15.3 a night. Aaron Hughes averaging 11.2, coming off a season-high 20 against Virginia Wesleyan. Andy Smithy, the top shooter field goal percentage-wise in the ODAC at 53.9%, averages 10.5 a game. The other starters lead in 2 key categories. Jordan Deal in rebounds at 8.1. Megan Horn in assist at 4.5. Generals be in blue tonight, and Lynchburg in the home gray. Washington and Lee has not won a regular season game against the Hornets since the Generals claimed an upset win here in February of 2014. They had 9 straight losses to Lynchburg overall prior to beating the Hornets in the ODAC quarterfinals last year. Courtside here at Turner, there is a men's game at 7:30 tonight, hence the early start. The W men are across town taking on Randolph. And the Lynchburg men will get Hampton-Sydney at 7:30 this evening. And we'll be back here next Saturday, January 25th, for Washington and Lee and Lynchburg in men's hoops. Kate Colt, Megan Horn on the tap to get us underway. The Generals trying to run their winning streak to 5 and stay in the hunt for a potential number 1 seed perhaps in the ODAC tournament. Hornets win the tip. They go right to left here in the opening half. It's Davis handling the ball out front. Right side to Quarles, into the corner to the first-year Chambers. Up top to Ogish, left wing to Davis with his shot clock at 12. To the foul line. Here's Ogish driving in. Ogish, contact from Hughes, no call. Got a piece of the basketball as well, and the Generals come down with it. Andy Smithy, the outlet pass to Taylor Casey. Ball poked away from behind. Good defense, hustling back by Davis. It goes out of bounds across the baseline and will belong to W now. 9:29 to play. In the first period, no score. Megan Horn, a baseline inbounds play coming up. She'll get it into Hughes for an 8-footer. Knocks it down right off the inbounds pass. And Hughes, who dropped 20 on the Marlins on Saturday, as the first markers of this game. Davis at the point in the absence of Smalls tonight. To the left elbow to Kolb. Kolb down low to Quarles. Hands off to Kolb. Trying to post up over Horn, nothing doing there. And then a foul on the rebound. Hughes grabbed it, and Kolb whistled for the infraction. Kate Kolb at 6'2" has a height advantage over just about anybody the Generals can throw out there. Catherine Vandiver coming off the bench at 6'1", really the lone exception. But she started too far out that time. Hughes into the lane, and then Kolb smothers her shot and ends up with a basketball. Maybe a little too much there for Hughes. Here comes Davis for the Hornets. Generals up 2-0. 8:49 to play first quarter. Great feed inside to Ogish, who slips away from her defender and ties the game with the layup. Megan Horn will push it ahead to Taylor Casey. Pulls up, 15-footer, no good. Rebounded by Quarles. Quick shot for the Generals. Now here comes Lynchburg. Quarles up the right sideline. Quick lob inside to Ogish. And then the Generals steal the ball away. Hughes the deflection. It ends up in the hands of Jordan Deal. Pushes it up to Megan Horn. Horn out front to Deal's been scoring and shooting the ball very well the last couple of games. Now Horn on the perimeter. And two hands on her from Lizzie Davis, who picks up the Lynchburg foul. That'll give us a stoppage with 8:18 to go. 2 points apiece. Aaron Hughes had the bucket for the Generals. Ogish answered for Lynchburg. Megan Horn, top of the key, drops it off to Smithy in the high post. Smithy driving right by Kolb. Layup attempt, no. Kolb with the recovery, maybe got a piece of that, and the Hornets control the rebound. Up the left side comes Jada Chambers. Driving baseline, feed back out to the high post. Kolb, foul line jumper in and out. That was halfway down. The Generals will have to concede those long jump shots for the 6'2" Kolb. Megan Horn, nice feed inside for Deal. Soft touch on the layup over Kolb, who was backpedaling, and Deal puts the Generals up 4-2. At the other end, Davis out front to Kolb, left side to Chambers. And Chambers will swing it back out to Quarles, who fires up the three. That won't go. She's had it up and down season shooting after a great All-ODAC campaign last year. Taylor Casey, coast to coast, misses the runner. And Chambers has it for the Hornets. 2-point Generals lead, 7:17 to play in the first period. Davis up the right side to Quarles. Out front to Ogish. Ogish will give it off to Davis on the wing, guarded by Horn. Lob inside for Kolb, knocked away by Smithy. Out of bounds to the Hornets with the shot clock at 13. Generals playing a matchup zone here to try to prevent Kolb from getting the ball in the low post. They would have done the same thing with Aaron Green on the floor. Chambers out front. Chambers attacking over Casey. Nice finish by Jada Chambers, who comes in averaging 0.5 points per game. This is just her 5th career appearance. No one stops the basketball at the other end, though. Megan Horn goes right down the paint and scores an easy 2 to put the Generals in front 6-4. 3.25 minutes into this opening period. And Washington and Lee back in front. Right side, Davis. Davis gives it up to Chambers, who's guarded by Casey. Chambers one dribble and swings it to Quarles in the corner. Shot clock at 8. Chambers to Ogish from the high post. Ogish attacking around Hughes, and a nifty bucket there. Abby Ogish, the Hornets need her to have a big game tonight, and so far she has 2 baskets. She has tied the score at 6. Megan Horn for the Generals. Skip to Deal right wing. Down to the baseline to Smithy. Tries to hit the cutting Hughes. Not a good pass, and it was knocked away and stolen by the Hornets. Brought ahead by Davis. Davis going all the way to the rim and scoring to give Lynchburg its first lead, 8-6. 4 minutes into the opening quarter. Horn at the other and away to Casey. Long, but open left wing 3 won't go. And the rebound got away from Kolb, but it's snagged by Ogish. Hornets up by 2 as it's walked across the timeline by Davis. Sends it up the right wing to Quarles. Out front to Abby Ogish. Away to Chambers. Now Chambers gives it to Davis. Davis going down the lane, fakes the pass, shot blocked by Horn. Davis scrambling for the loose ball. Generals trying to tie her up. They do get the held ball whistle. Davis tried to go right at the 5'11" Megan Horn, who smothered that shot, and the Generals will get it on the alternating possession. 3 changes here for Washington and Lee. They do bring in the 6'1" post Catherine Vandiver, along with the sophomore guards Aaron Addison and Kate Groninger. 5:23 to play first period. Lynchburg 8, W&L 6. Aaron Addison well away from the rim. Across to Horn, right corner, Groninger. Back out to Horn. The Hornets also in the zone here. Addison working baseline. Tries to feed to Groninger, and it's poked out by Quarles. Baseline inbounds play coming up for Washington and Lee with a shot clock at 16. Horn will throw it back in play. Gets it into Hughes. Now Groninger out front. Groninger driving all the way to the rim. Bucket counts and one. What a take by Kate Groninger. We don't see her attacking the basket all that often. And it's a big foul on Lynchburg. It's the second personal on Lizzie Davis. Kate Groninger will shoot the game's first free throw. That's her first field goal in the last couple of games for Washington and Lee. 0 for 10 combined against Shenandoah and Virginia Wesleyan last week. Still the leading bench scorer at 4.9 points per game. Knocks down the free throw to put the Generals up 9-8. Had to be a confidence boost for the entire bench for WNL, the way the Generals played in the second half of the Virginia Wesleyan game on Saturday. Chambers the lob ahead to Ogish. Gives it back to Chambers. And we've got a foul called on Washington and Lee. I believe before the shot attempt. Aaron Hughes picking up the first foul of the game on Washington and Lee, and that will take us to a timeout. 4:52 remaining in the first period here in Turner Gym. It's Washington and Lee 9, Lynchburg 8. You're listening to Generals Basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Under 5 timeout here in the first quarter. Sometimes fascinating to look at statistics. We have a 1-point game here, and the one free throw is just about the only thing to differentiate between the two teams. Both are 4 of 9 from the field. Both are 0 of 1 from 3. Both teams have 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 1 turnover. Both teams have 8 points in the paint. Generals up 9-8. 4 different Washington and Lee players have already scored. Most recently, an old-fashioned three-pointer from Kate Groninger. It'll be Groninger, Addison, Deal, Horn, and Vandiver. And the first sub of the game for Lynchburg is Carolyn Noe, a regular starter for the Hornets, who missed the game against Shenandoah Saturday due to injury. She's out there with Quarles, Chambers, along with Kolb. And one more is Ogish. Lizzie Davis now on the bench with 2 personals. Quick release, Noe on the 3. It's an air ball from the left wing. Quarles has the rebound. The shot clock is at 3. Quarles dribbles back out and knocks down a triple. Maggie Quarles and Carolyn Noe, 2 very dangerous outside shooting threats. Noe was way off, but Quarles was not. And it's 11-9 Lynchburg. Horn on the left side to Groninger, who launches the 3. That's good. Kate Groninger, 6 quick points off the bench, and the Generals regain the lead 12-11. 4:09 to play in the first quarter as it's brought across by Quarles. Gets it to Ogish at the right elbow. Lob inside for Kolb. Nice cut. Nice pass. Nice finish. First 2 for Kate Kolb. And 13-12 Lynchburg. Another lead change. Here's Deal on the left wing. Thought she might shoot. Close out by Chambers, and she'll give it away to Horn. Skip pass to Addison. She'll let one go left side. That's no good. Long rebound right to Groninger, who follows up with the layup. How about that? Groninger, who had not hit a shot from the field in the last 2 games, has 8 points in the first quarter tonight. And it's the Generals up 14-13, 3.5 to play. Noe wing left side for Lynchburg. Out top to Ogish. Now foul line extended to right side to Quarles. Away to Jada Chambers. Chambers, shot fake, attacks, throws up the runner. No, we got a blocking foul, and Aaron Addison went down hard. She is the one to pick up the foul. And in some pain on the floor here. Held back to her feet. And she's going to come out of the game, I would imagine, here. Andy Smithy and Taylor Casey back in. Well, Addison says she's all right and is going to stay in the game. Anderson had a preseason injury, missed a couple of games on limited action in her first few appearances. She's been playing really well as of late. Had 8 points against the Marlins on Saturday. Jada Chambers at the free throw line. That's her third point already as she hits the first. Chambers came in having played in only 4 games and averaging just 4 minutes in those contests. But knocks down both free throws. She has 4 early points here, including the first field goal of her Lynchburg career. Another switch in the lead. Hornets 15, Generals 14. Addison from the right side, away to Deal. Bounce pass into the corner to Smithy. The zone maybe giving the Generals some problems here. Looks like a shifting 3-2. Shot clock is at 7. Here's Casey. Away to Smithy, high post, feeds the corner. Groninger's open for 3. That one will not go. Casey the rebound. Her putback attempt is blocked out of bounds by Chambers. Generals do extend the possession, and they'll have 20 on the shot clock to work with. Casey's miss was blocked, but Groninger's off the rim. Groninger inbounding here. It's Addison on the cut. Addison muscles it up over 2 Lynchburg defenders, and Noe comes away with it for the Hornets. They lead it by 1, 2:42 to play in the first. Inside it comes to Meredith Vetter, who just checked in. Now back to the top of the key to Chambers, who hands it off to Quarles. Left side to Noe. 13 to shoot. Tries to hit Vetter on the cut through the Generals' defense. And fortunately for the Hornets, all they can do is knock it out of bounds. Lynchburg will have it on the far sideline. They're attacking the basket to our left. Shot clock at 10. Into Quarles. Between the rings. Lob ahead to Vetter at the right elbow. Vetter gives to Chambers. Chambers driving, leaning around Deal. Layup well short. Rebound to Smithy, but then she travels. Good transition defense by Quarles. She blocked the outlet there. And Smithy was trying to get it to Addison. Ended up sliding her foot. And so the Hornets get it right back. Anna Dorta coming in now for the Generals in place of Addison. 5'6" first year from Catilda, New York. 2:14 left in the opening period. Lynchburg up 15-14. Chambers stops top of the key. Right side to Quarles. And Quarles resets the Lynchburg offense. Up the wing to Chambers. Guarded by Dorta. Slings it to the corner. Quarles, quick release on the 3 is short. Battle for the rebound. And it's knocked out by the Generals. It'll stay Lynchburg basketball. Aaron Hughes back in for WNL. Abby Ogish returns for the Hornets. Shot clock will be at 20 after the missed field goal off the rim. Ogish on the perimeter. Swings it over to Chambers. Now Noe gets it on the three-point arc, takes it into the lane. Terrific pass inside to Meredith Vetter, who slips off a defender and lays it up and in. Hornets up by 3 with 90 seconds left in the period. Here's Dorta. One dribble away to Groninger. Leaves it off for Smithy. Smithy, double teamed, ends up going down, called for traveling, fell down in between 2 Hornet defenders. The Generals wanted a blocking foul call, and they won't get it. Little mini run here for Lynchburg in what's been a tight game. And they've got a 3-point lead with 1:21 to play. Chambers on the right wing into the corner to Carolyn Noe. Back out front to Vetter. Vetter attacking, shut off by Hughes. Feeds it back out to Quarles, 13 to shoot. To the high post to Ogish. Gives to Quarles. Quarles the leaner over. Horn, no. Rebound grab by Ogish. Back out to Chambers. Open 3. That won't go. Megan Horn clears it for the Generals. Launches it ahead to Dorta with 47 seconds left in the period. Generals down 3. Megan Horn shot fake. Takes it inside. Feed to Smithy, who wasn't ready for the pass. And Smithy gets tied up by Ogish. Smithy must have assumed that Horn was going to take it all the way to the basket there. And instead of an open layup, the Generals turned the ball over. Back to the Hornets, 39 seconds left. Brought up by Chambers, who's had a heck of a first period in her first career start. Inside Ogish. Smithy knocks it away. It comes back to the Hornets on the perimeter. Left side, Quarles. Quarles the drive. Megan Horn reaches in and blocks the shot. It'll be out of bounds to Lynchburg with 14 on the shot clock and 22.2 on the game clock. In for Vetter. Now to Noe. Quick feed to Ogish. And reaching in is Dorta, who grabs a piece of the basketball. Held ball whistle, and the Generals get it back on the arrow. That's what Dorta does. Defensive energy in the backcourt. Not a big-time scorer this early in her career, but helps create the turnover there. And the Generals have it with the shot clock off. Horn out front with 10 to go. Horn this time does take it all the way to the rim and lays it up with 7 seconds left. Still time for the Hornets. Chambers ahead to Quarles, stepping into a long jumper. I think it was a 2. Does not matter. It's off the side of the iron. And we got a 1-point game after 10 minutes of action here in Lynchburg. It's the Hornets 17 and the Generals 16. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Washington and Lee basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke.
145 over 92, and then I had a heart attack.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Start of the second quarter at Turner Gym tonight. Jeremy Franklin back with you. Lynchburg leading Washington and Lee 17-16. Quick update for you from the men's game across town. 9:17 to play first half at Randolph, where the Generals lead the Wildcats 24-16. Randolph got a 21-point win in Lexington back in December. Lynchburg basketball as we get back underway. Abby Ogish gets it at the right elbow. Away to Maggie Quarles. Noe Kolb and Andy Kelly also on the floor right now for the Hornets. Here's Ogish driving in. Shot is smothered by Hughes, and Dorta comes down with the basketball. Odak Defensive Player of the Year from a season ago, making the play there. Dorta, Hughes, Horn, Smithy, Casey right now for the Generals. Here's Horn from the deep left corner. Overthrows the pass inside for Smithy, and it's a turnover back to Washington, back to Lynchburg. That's the fourth Generals turnover of this game. Kate Groniger leading all scorers so far with 8 points. Megan Horn has 4 on the Lynchburg side, 4 apiece for Chambers and Ogish. Kate Kolb in the high post, squares to the basket against Smithy. Now sends it to the right wing to Quarles, inside Ogish, posting up Hughes. The layup won't go, but a foul this time, and Ogish will head to the line. And that'll be the second on Aaron Hughes. Lizzie Davis has been sitting for a while on the Lynchburg side with 2 personals. Abby Ogish to the line, the sophomore from Midlothian who missed her rookie season due to injury. 10th in the conference in rebounding, 3rd in offensive boards behind that great duo for Randolph-Macon, Charlotte Woods and Kelly Williams. The second leading scorer for Lynchburg this year at 9 points per game. She's been in double figures 9 times this year. Also a great passer, 2.3 assists per game, second on the team. Splits the pair and puts Lynchburg up 18-16. Megan Horn, wing left side. Out front it comes to Dorta. Dorta back to Horn. Inside Smithy. Kick to Casey. Open, top of the key. 3 is no good. It hit the back iron, rolled all the way around the rim. Would not fall, but Megan Horn with an offensive rebound. Back out for Casey. Left side to Horn. She's ready to shoot on the wing, and that one will not go. This time Kolb secures the board. How did that shot not fall for Taylor Casey on that possession? It hit every part of the rim it could. Ogish, left side, Quarles, lob for Kolb, knocked away by Smithy, who wants to run the break. Didn't quite have the handle, but she'll secure it across midcourt. Away to Jordan Deal, out front Casey, left side to Dorta, wide open, has to shoot, and knocks it down. You know you're going to get the energy and the defense from Dorta. Any scoring is a plus. And her tray makes it 19-18 Washington and Lee. 8:08 to play first half. Left side, Carolyn Noe at the other, and out front to Ogish. Over to the right wing to Kelly. Out to Quarles, who releases the three ball and drains it. Dorta could not get there in time with the closeout. Second three for Quarles. 21-19 Lynchburg. Casey out front to Horn. To the foul line to Smithy. Dishes to the corner to Deal. Hornets still in his zone. Smithy gets it in the short corner. Feeds back out to Dorta. Left wing Deal back for Smithy. Move it away from the basket and gives it to Casey. 9 to shoot. Casey off the dribble. Deep three, no good. And the rebound will deflect out across the sideline and go back to the Hornets. And the Generals do lead the ODAC in three-point shooting, just under 33% on the season. But they are 2 of 8 tonight. One make for Groninger, and then the one that Dorta hit on the previous possession. Kelly on the right wing for Lynchburg. Out to Noe. Sends it left corner to Quarles. Groninger with the defense that time. No three-pointer taken. Ogish gets it at the foul line. Back to Quarles. This time she will release the three and hit. Quarles catching fire early. That bodes well for the Hornets. They've got a 24-19 lead. At the other end, Casey deep left corner. Away to Deal. Going inside to Smithy. Hands off to Deal. Takes the 15-footer. Nothing but net. Nice looking stroke there for Jordan Deal on the mid-range J. And she pulls the Generals back within 3. Second basket for the sophomore from Springboro, Ohio. Walked up by Quarles. Feed ahead to Ogish at the right elbow. Shot fake. Tries to drive. Deal defending. And Ogish will kick it back out to Noe. Out front to Kelly. Kelly attacking from the left side. Can't get by Groninger. And releases to Kolb, who tries the 16-footer. That's no good. And Noe over the back of Casey on the rebound. Picks up a foul for Lynchburg. That is the first foul on the Hornets this quarter. Smithy out. Vandiver back in. 6:22 to play. Lynchburg 24, WNL 21. Casey, Groninger, Deal, Vandiver, and Horn against Quarles, Kelly, Chambers, Ogish, and Kolb. No Aaron Green, no Alyssa Smalls for the Hornets tonight. Here's Horn, the drive, the floater, no good, but a foul is going to put her at the line. It is a shooting foul. Whistle against Chambers, her first personal. Megan Horn had 2 very different regular season games against Lynchburg last year. Career high 22 in the home contest, but then did not hit a field goal in the game here at Turner. She's already made a couple of those and now knocks down the free throw, and she can pull the Generals within 1. Only 1 point in the game here last year, 0 of 8 from the field. Already has 6 times that many markers tonight. Second free throw good, it's 24-23. Brought ahead by Quarles, who I don't believe has left the floor yet for Lynchburg, and maybe she won't. And with all the suspensions tonight, Kolb showing off some nice footwork in the low post. Reverse layup is good. Nothing Groninger could do. At the other end, Casey has it and turns it over. Tried to feed Horn on the wing. Horn made a cut to the basket. And the Generals cough up possession. 5:50 left, second quarter. Hornets up 26-23. Ogish gets it high post. Away to Kelly. Pulls up at the foul line. Open jumper is up and good. And Kelly knocking down the 2. And it's back to a 5-point Lynchburg lead. Megan Horn driving inside. Feed to Vandiver. Back out looking for Groninger. And Jada Chambers able to tie her up. The Generals almost turning it over twice. They'll catch a break courtesy of the possession arrow here. Meredith Fetter coming back in for Lynchburg. Aaron Addison returns for the Generals. Out goes Taylor Casey, who is yet to score tonight. Leads WNL with 15.3 points per game this year. And it comes to Addison. Around to Groninger, deep left corner. Groninger back to Horn, 11 on the shot clock. Horn attacking, flinging to Deal, wide open, right corner, 3 is up, won't go. Can't get a better look than that. And here comes Kelly for the Hornets. Quarles away to Kolb, who takes a deep 2, foot on the three-point line deep. It's in and out. Deal the rebound, the push ahead to Horn. Horn going down the lane, tried to drop it off for Vandiver. Another situation where General's post is not looking for a pass that she should be looking for, and it's another turnover. It'll take us to a timeout as well. 5-point lead for Lynchburg, 4:52 to play, second quarter. This is Generals basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Jeremy Franklin with you. It's Lynchburg 28, Washington and Lee 23 with 4:52 left in the first half. W&L is not often plagued by turnovers, but the Generals have 6 already tonight. Several of them have been unforced errors. Extra possessions for the Hornets. And we're trying to extend the lead. Meredith Vetter has it right elbow, guarded by Jordan Deal as W&L switched into man-to-man. Vetter on the drive, layup no. Kolb the offensive rebound, tries the reverse. That won't go, it doesn't matter. She took steps first. Traveling call, and that'll be the 4th Lynchburg turnover. Megan Horn across to Aaron Addison. Hornets sticking with their zone. Groninger drive and dish to Addison, left side Horn, inside to Deal. Away to Addison, down the lane she goes, floater up, off glass and good. Great ball movement that time for the Generals, and the nifty little finish on the floater for Addison, who gets her first points and pulls W&L back within 3. Quarles on the right wing out front for Chambers. Addison almost stole that ball away, and Chambers runs right into Deal, who ties her up. Lynchburg will keep it on the alternating possession. Shot clock at 18. Chambers will inbound from down low. Into Kolb, who lays it in. Got it right in the middle of the lane. That cannot happen for the Generals with Kolb at 6'2". 30-25 Hornets. Deal from the left corner. Dribbles to the wing. Bounce pass out front to Groninger. Quickly gets it away to Addison. Addison misfires the pass. Deal has to run it down. Goes inside to Smithy. Trying to drive on Kolb, then look to dish it back out to the wing, and it's knocked away by the Hornets. Generals will have it on the sideline, shot clock at 8. Horn inbounds it to Addison. Addison, does she notice the shot clock? Away to Groninger. Groninger away to Addison. 1 on the shot clock, a long 3. No good, but it drew iron, and Smithy has the rebound. Generals can reset, shot clock now at 15. Groninger left side, good look at 3, short, and Kolb clears it. W&L just 2 of 9, now 2 of 10 from beyond the arc in this first half. Inside Meredith Vetter, away to Kolb, left elbow jumper is up, in and out, rebounded by Deal. Hornets have had several chances to stretch the lead past 5, and not been able to do so at the other end. Smithy gets it on a long pass from Addison, feeds it back out to Horn. Skip across to Groninger. Groninger down the lane. Groninger the runner. That's no good. Over Kolb. Got it up over the 6'2 player. Just too much on it as it clings off the backboard. At the other end, Quarles the runner. No good. Rebound to Smithy. 2:37 to play first half. The Generals down by 5. Ahead to Megan Horn. Slows it down for a moment. The long feed ahead to Groninger, who travels. Groninger took steps after the shot fake. And that's the 7th giveaway of the first half for Washington and Lee. Groninger out, Hughes in. It's Hughes, Smithy, Horn, Deal, and Addison. As Ogish returns for Lynchburg. And she will play with Quarles, Vetter, Davis, and Chambers. Maggie Quarles has already knocked down 3 3-point shots tonight. Away to Chambers, across to Kelly. Kelly, top of the key, picks up her dribble, feeds away to Ogish, looking to work on Smithy, gets it all the way inside and scores. That looked really easy for Ogish, who's got 7, and the Hornets lead by that margin now. Deal feeds Smithy on the cut, couldn't handle it, picked up by Quarles, another Washington and Lee turnover. Inside of 2 minutes left first half, the Hornets trying to take control of this game, up 32-25. Kelly on the wing, out front to Quarles. Quarles, step back 3, rims out around Horn. Great step back to get Horn out of the way. But it does not fall, and the Generals have it down 7. Need a good finish to this first half here. It's not been a great second quarter. Addison driving all the way in, draws the foul against Annie Kelly. And free throws coming for the sophomore. Aaron Addison at the foul line this season, 17 of 18. Over the last 6 games, 8+ points 3 times. That's her third point tonight as the first free throw goes in. Over the last 7, averaging 16.5 minutes and 5.8 points. She recovered from the preseason injury. It was just 9.5 minutes and under 2 points through the first 5 games she played in this year. Knocks down both free throws to make it a 5-point game. The Generals pick up pressure and get a steal. And Megan Horn, I thought she got rid of the basketball before she went down. She just rolled it on the floor toward Deal before she lost her footing. It looked like an improper call there from the official, but the Generals reset the press. First time they've used it this game, and it rattled Lynchburg right away. The Hornets get a second crack, and they get it over. Jada Chambers played a big first half for the Hornets in place of Alyssa Smalls. Gives it away to Kelly, who's logged some key minutes here. Kelly works baseline, but then turns it over. Bad pass thrown right to Erin Hughes, and then a Lynchburg foul. That'll be the second on Chambers. It is team foul number 4, so no free throws. But the Generals get it back, a minute 3 to play. They trail 32-27. Carolyn Noe back on the floor now for the Hornets as it's brought up by Megan Horn. Here's Horn on the perimeter. The drive and dish away to Hughes. Hughes the shot fake. It's inside to Smithy. Layup no, but she's fouled by Ogish. And a little penetration there. Finally set up an opening for Smithy, who has not been involved in this first half, except as a passer, has not scored. Hasn't taken a lot of shots. In fact, only 1 field goal attempt so far. Smithy's first free throw, no good. She's been shooting the ball very well from the line as of late. 88% in ODAC play, in fact. 74% on the year. Second one is up. That is off the back iron as well, so 2 misses for Smithy, and the Hornets have it. 46 seconds left first half. 5-point Lynchburg lead. Quarles up the left wing to Noe. Out front to Ogish. That foul on her, just number 1. Now Quarles gets it top of the key. Horn quickly with a hand in her face. Away to Noe. Now Ogish from the foul line. Ogish spins into a double team. Layup off target. And the rebound to Hughes. Shot clock is off here. 24 seconds to go. And it was full speed ahead for Aaron Addison until Christine Clancy got her attention. Generals trying to make this a 1-possession game going into the break. 13 left. Hughes out front. Hughes attacking. Hughes leaning in against Ogish. Nothing there. Deal rebound. Still 7 left. Now Deal. What can she get off here? Deal driving the leaner. No. And a tie up on the rebound. Not enough time to even blow the whistle for a jump ball. And Lynchburg will take a 5-point lead into the break. Halftime here of this ODAC women's basketball game at Turner Gym. It's the Hornets 32 and Washington and Lee 27. Time now for the WLUR halftime conversation. Our own Ben Greer catching up with junior guard Erin Hughes.
I'm joined today by Washington and Lee women's basketball forward and co-captain Erin Hughes. Erin, thanks so much for joining me today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
We're a little over halfway into the season, and the Generals are sitting at 9-6 and are second in the ODAC at 6-2. It's been an up and down season so far, but you guys appear to be in an upward swing after winning 4 straight. How do you feel the team's playing right now?
I definitely think that we're on an upward trajectory. I think that we had a couple early losses that were not expected, but I think that we've bounced back really well. I think in our conference games we've taken care of business since that Holland loss, and I think that we have a lot of potential ahead of us and can really make a run in the ODAC tournament. So I think if we continue to take care of the conference games ahead of us, we should be in a good spot.
And you mentioned playing better since that Holland's loss. What do you think has been the key in kind of righting the ship, and what have you guys been doing so well recently that's led to this little winning streak?
I think we're a very good team when we just relax and let the offense come to us. And I think when we try to force things, that's when it doesn't work as well. And so I think just really coming back to what we know works well offensively. And I think our defensive intensity is something that we've continued to try and push and work on, because I think at the beginning of the season that wasn't as much our priority and we were more focused on the offensive side. And I think kind of shifting that and realizing that, even if we're not doing great offensively, we can't let the other team score, and taking pride in getting stops, I think, is something that will really make a difference in how our season ends up.
And you mentioned some of those tough losses early on, one of those to Holland's. In your eyes, what do you think has been the biggest test for this team so far, and how did the team respond to it? How has the team grown from some of those tests? Yeah,
I think one of the biggest tests that we haven't done as well at is really being consistent. I think we have games where we'll have stretches where we look very, very good, and then all of a sudden we'll start to get away from it, and then we won't perform as well, and just had games where we have a great quarter and then we'll disappear in another quarter, or some games just as a whole we look back and we're like, we didn't even really show up for that, like what just happened there. So I think just that consistency from tip-off to buzzer, I think, is something that we have struggled with, not just this season, but this team in the past. And I think if we can put together a full 40 minutes with everyone playing as a team, being aggressive on defense, playing for each other, and just sticking to the game plan that the coaches draw up, I think it would make a really big difference. And I think that if we play that well for 40 minutes, that no one in the ODAC can beat us.
Switching over to you personally, you're coming off probably your best offensive performance of the year, dropping 20 points on 7 of 14 shooting from the field, as well as going 2 of 4 from 3. I know there have been some offensive struggle this year for you at times, but what has been your mindset throughout that stretch, and how do you hope to build off of that most recent performance?
Yeah, I think offense has usually been something that's come to me more easily, and this season has definitely had games where I've struggled with that. And so when I kind of went through that little drought, I started to focus on rebounding a lot, which isn't something I have really focused on in the past, but I think kind of letting myself have different things to focus on and not just putting pressure on myself offensively has kind of helped me to relax. I also think my shooting hasn't been as great from the three-point line this year, so I think just in the last game hitting 2 threes was a big confidence builder and kind of allowed me to relax and opened up some of those driving lanes that were not as open before because I wasn't hitting from the outside. So I think it's just a confidence thing and allowing myself to find other ways on the floor to make an impact and not focus so much on points or my offensive presence at all times.
And looking ahead to tonight's matchup against Lynchburg, the Generals have historically struggled with this Lynchburg team. Last win at Lynchburg coming in February of 2014. In fact, the Hornets have won 9 out of the last 10 matchups against the Generals, but most recently, you guys were able to take down this Hornets team in the ODAC quarterfinals last year. What's the mindset going into a game against a team where you've historically struggled, but at the end of the day, they're going to be coming for you and wanting revenge tonight?
I think the biggest thing is, I've mentioned this throughout this interview, but just playing the Generals basketball that we've come to know and have done so well with. I think sometimes with that history, I think we kind of have this mindset that they're so much better than they are actually. I think they are a good team. They have 2 girls that are much taller than anyone on our roster, so that should be interesting. And I think if we can get into help and play good post D, it shouldn't be an issue. But I think just kind of going into tonight, not worried about the name on the other jersey, but more focused on what W&L can bring to the table. And if we can play as well as we have been playing, I think it wouldn't be an issue.
And I know there's still a lot of season left, but I also know that this team had high aspirations coming off that loss in the ODAC championship last year. Ultimately, how do you see this team getting back to where it was a year ago, and how do you right the ship? How do you finish what you started last year?
I think we have shown a lot of progress just in growth just over this season. I think we've bounced back from some of those losses that we talked about earlier, and I think that anything can happen when you get to the tournament. So if we keep playing hard and we keep fighting for possessions and we don't take any team lightly, I think we can be competitive, and I think that we can make a run again and find ourselves back at that championship game and hopefully get a little different of an ending this year.
Well, thanks so much for joining me, and good luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Of course. Thanks, Ben.
Our thanks to Ben Greer for that conversation with Aaron Hughes, junior from the WNL women's basketball team. Halftime here in Lynchburg tonight. Jeremy Franklin with you. The Hornets on top of WNL 32-27, and Ben Greer is with us courtside, and I'm trying to turn away from what we're watching on the court right now, which is track and field and swimming athletes who have come out in great numbers to support their fellow student athletes at Lynchburg, showing off why they compete in those sports and not basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot going on here at halftime.
A lot of missed layups. That's what I'm seeing. It's like if I were out there trying to knock down some hoops. So how about this in the first half? 3 double-figure scorers this season. The top 3 scorers for Washington and Lee, Taylor Casey, Aaron Hughes, Andy Smithy, have combined for 2 points, and yet the Generals are only down by 5.
Yeah, and not to mention those 2 points came on the Generals' first bucket of the game for Aaron Hughes. So you look at that, you think about the scoring drought for that top 3, and I think all things considered, you consider yourself lucky to be down 5 at this point with the turnovers plus your top 3 scorers not getting it going. But you've had other people step up like we know the Generals have, and hopefully the top 3 scorers can right the ship a little bit here in the second half.
Yeah, big first quarter for Kate Groninger with 8 points. In fact, the Generals got 15 of their 27 points off the bench, 4 from Aaron Addison, and that 3-pointer knocked down by Anda Dortis. So this is an interesting situation for Washington and Lee. You prepare to have Aaron Green in the front court, for Alyssa Smalls, who is right behind Megan Horn in the assist column in the ODAC, to be running the show for the Hornets. That Emily Elliott is even going to play some minutes off the bench, and then those 3 players not in uniform tonight, suspended for a violation of team rules. So even though Lynchburg is shorthanded, it creates a kind of a unique problem for Washington and Lee, playing against a different combination than they were anticipating.
Yeah, I think the initial reaction in that type of situation is, they're without some of their key players. That should be an advantage. But you practice all week and you scout these players, and so when the Hornets are able to show off their depth here and have other people step up that you didn't necessarily plan for, you didn't build your practices around, it creates a whole nother animal. And I think that's why this halftime right now is very important, to see how the Generals, how Coach Clancy can make those adjustments at half and make some changes and kind of adjust to this Hornets team that the Generals necessarily didn't expect to see on the court tonight.
And some of those players stepping up. Just the second game of the year for Kate Kolb, 6 points and 4 rebounds. She's an own quantity for Washington and Lee with the game she had in this building against the Generals last year. But Jada Chambers, who had played a grand total of 16 minutes on the season, had 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then Maggie Quarles knocking down threes. Abby Ogish with 7 points and 3 rebounds. 2 of the regulars for the Hornets contributing as well. Switch gears for just a moment. Give you an update from the game across town in men's basketball, which also tipped off at 5 tonight. Washington and Lee 43 and Randolph 36. The Generals been trying to avenge very painful 21-point home loss to the Wildcats from back in December.
Yeah, I think that day back in December is one where if you're the Generals across the board, you just try to chalk that day up as a bad day for Generals basketball. Back when the men Generals lost to that Randolph team, this women Generals team lost to Hollins that same very night. Definitely an important game for that team, who is playing really good basketball right now. Important for them to right the ship a little bit as well, to be able to move on from that loss that they obviously wanted to avoid earlier in the year and continue on that upward trajectory.
The Wildcats won big in Lexington because they shot lights out from 3, 15 of 22. The Generals in the first half are 9 of 14 from beyond the arc. You got to love that kind of symmetry in sports. Always a good thing for WNL, Ben, when Mark Lemondola is scoring the basketball, because he does everything else so well, defending, running the offense and so forth. 3 of 3 from 3 for 9 points in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's shown to be one of those guys who can step up and score. You know, the Generals have that two-headed monster at the top with Kevin Denon and William Brueggemann, but when you have a guy like Mark Lemondola who can step up and score and add something like that, it's so huge. And his biggest thing is staying on the court, staying out of foul trouble, and when he can do that, he can certainly be a very useful weapon on both sides of the court, especially coming down the stretch this season. Generals
are 10-4 overall. They're trying to even up their ODAC record at 3-3. They will be back home Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, to take on another set of Hornets from Shenandoah. Back to women's hoops here. It's Lynchburg 32, Washington and Lee 27 at the half, as we'll run through a couple of numbers for you. Lynchburg shoots 13 of 32 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3, 3 of 4 at the foul line. The Generals were 10 of 28 from the floor, 2 of 10 from 3, 5 of 7 at the line. W&L plus 4 on the glass, 21-17. And then turnover count 6 for Lynchburg and 9 for Washington and Lee. And I'm sure some frustration on the Generals side. A lot of uncharacteristic and I think unforced mistakes for W&L turning over the basketball.
Yeah, definitely. You saw it a lot of traveling calls, which aren't going to kill you maybe as much, but then certainly just some drive and dish turnovers as well that you don't love to see, and definitely just nothing slows an offense down more than turnovers. You can fix things if you're missing shots. You can keep trying to work for shots, but if you're the Generals, I think you still got to attack. You can't be scared of turning the ball over. I look for Megan Horn. There's been a couple times in that second quarter where she elected to dish it. I think she should take it up. She's definitely a very capable scorer of her own. So I think continue to be aggressive, continuing to get inside, but being smart when you get there and making the right decisions. And you have an opportunity to score. You have a ton of scorers on this team. We mentioned you're down 5 points, and your top 3 scorers have 2 points. So continue to attack, continue to create scoring opportunities, and just don't beat yourself in those situations.
This may not be Andy Smithy's night just because of Lynchburg's personnel with Ogish and the 6'2" Kolb down low. How can the Generals, though, get Taylor Casey and or Aaron Hughes going?
I think it's certainly a case where it's tougher with the size you face inside if you're Smithy, but on that same coin, I think you still feed it inside. I think that's how you're going to get your outside shots going. That's how you're going to get other players going. Feed the ball inside, work off of that, move that. We saw a really beautiful possession in that second quarter where there was great ball movement, ended in an Aaron Addison floater. So I think continuing to move the ball, continuing to get the ball inside, attack, and that's where your shooting is going to come from. That's where your opportunities at the rim are going to come from. Get to the free throw line where the Generals can certainly perform as well. So I think just because their size down low for Lynchburg doesn't mean you still shouldn't try to attack inside. It's not always going to be to score, but it's going to make the Lynchburg defense move and create opportunities for everyone involved.
Well, Ben, we're going to let you do something you don't often get to do at a W&L basketball game. That's be a spectator for the second half. Thanks for joining us here at the break.
Appreciate it. Go Generals.
That's Ben Greer, our halftime guest. Lynchburg on top of Washington and Lee, 32-27. We'll take a short timeout, come back with second half action here on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Bell, and I invited you here to my hotel room to talk about your cheeks. Your big, beautiful cheeks. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about swabbing them. Did you guys know that each year 20,000 Americans with blood cancer are searching for their life-saving marrow match? So here's how we can help. It's really, really simple. All you have to do is swab your cheek. This cheek. Then go to giftoflife.org and request a free kit so that you can swab a cheek and save a life.
You just heard this exact message without the s and s. If that was to understand, imagine your local hospital was missing the LD types. Schedule to Red Cross Lynchburg. You just heard this exact message without the A's, B's, and O's. If that was hard to understand, imagine your local hospital was missing the A, B, or O blood types, and a loved one was in desperate need of a blood transfusion. Schedule to donate at redcrossblood.org.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Our coverage of Generals basketball continues Saturday on the W&L Sports Network. Washington and Lee and Shenandoah in men's hoops. Tip-off is at 2 o'clock. Ben Greer and Crawford Humphreys will have the car next radio broadcast right here at Turner Gym, Saturday, January 25th. 2 o'clock, start 1:55 airtime as the Generals in Lynchburg meet in men's hoops. Jeremy Franklin with you, started the second half of our ODAC women's basketball game tonight. It's Lynchburg 32, Washington and Lee 27. The Generals will get the basketball to begin the third quarter as they go right to left here in the second half. Coming out for the Hornets will be Noe, Ogish, Kolb, Chambers, and Quarles. Starters for the Generals, Smithy, Hughes, Casey, Deal, Horn. WDL has it. Taylor Casey between the rings. Ahead to Megan Horn, left side to Hughes. 2 combined points from the Generals, 3 leading scorers in the first half, and they turn it over to begin the second half. Hughes trying to lob to Smithy down low. Out of bounds it goes back to Lynchburg. 10th WDL turnover tonight. Jogged ahead by Lizzie Davis. It's Davis and not Noe who began the half. Inside to Kolb, who slips her defender and scores. Generals have to front Kate Kolb. She got away that time. Kolb with 8. It's 34-27. The other in Taylor Casey, open left corner 3. Count it. First points of the night for the Generals' leading scorer, Taylor Casey from downtown. She's made more of those than all but one player in WNL history now, recently passed former teammate Emily Persick in that category. 34-30 Lynchburg. Inside Ogish, posting up on Hughes. The leaner, no. Rebounded by Hughes. And she'll bring it ahead for WNL. We called Erin Hughes a guard in the interview. She often plays the forward position and plays it very well, especially on the defensive end. Smithy driving down low, shut off by Kolb, feeds the wing. Horn for 3, that's good. Back-to-back threes for Washington and Lee, and the Generals have pulled within 1. Davis on the left side for the Hornets. Back out to Quarles, who knocked down 3 trifectas in the opening half. Quarles to the high post to Kolb. Ball taken away by Casey, who's then fouled by Kolb. Little frustration there. Taylor Casey reaching in for the steal, and then Kolb reaching back in, making contact. And Washington and Lee will have it on the other side of a Lynchburg timeout. 2 straight threes for Washington and Lee, and the Generals will have possession when we come back. It's a 1-point game here with 8:33 remaining in the third quarter.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
34-33 Lynchburg, 8:33 to play here in the third period. Washington and Lee tops in the ODAC in three-point shooting, both in terms of percentage and makes per game, averaging just over 8 hits. They were just 2 of 10 from downtown in the first half, but back-to-back trays from Taylor Casey and Megan Horn have pulled the Generals to within 1. Casey then had a steal at the other end and got fouled. Lynchburg calling a timeout on the dead ball, but the Generals will get it and a chance to take their first lead since the opening quarter. A lot of lead changes in the first period, but then the Hornets took over, played from in front in the second. Jogged ahead by Horn, guarded by Quarles. Hornets in man-to-man. Horn will attack. Dish to Smithy, open foul line jumper, good, and the Generals are in front. First points tonight for Andy Smithy, who averages double figures, 35-34, Washington and Lee. Davis calls the play, lob ahead to Ogish in the high post. Back to Davis on the wing. Davis inside for Quarles, trying to post up Deal, kick to Kolb, open jumper won't go, rebounded by Hughes. Generals have numbers on the out to Horn, a 3-on-1. Horn to Casey, spotting up left corner 3, it is good. Washington and Lee with 11 unanswered, and the Generals take a 4-point lead. What a start to this second half for WNL. Inside it comes to Ogish, terrific pass to Kolb from one block to the other. Abby Ogish, what a dime that was for Kolb, but a much-needed bucket for the Hornets. But the Generals knocked down another 3. It's Erin Hughes this time from the left wing. WNL 4 threes in the opening 2.5 minutes of the second half. 41-36 Generals. Ogish gets it right elbow. Away to Quarles on the wing, to the corner to Davis. Now Ogish from the elbow, away to Chambers, right side 3, missed everything, and the ball deflects to Smithy. Horn eyeing the floor, nothing there in transition, she'll slow it down. Feeds away to Deal, who launches a three. That will not go, but an offensive rebound brought down by Hughes, put back Noah in traffic. It's tapped out front and secured by Kolb of the Hornets. Couple of looks for the Generals. Hornets have it now down 5. 6:45 to play, third period. Davis on the right side. Coming around a Kolb screen. And now kick to the left wing to Quarles. Away to Ogish. Ogish, ball poked away by Hughes. Ogish to the deck to get a piece of it. Tied up by Casey. And it's going to stay at this end on the alternating possession. Lynchburg basketball, but the shot clock is down to 7. .6:30 on the game clock. 41-36 Generals. Inbounding is Davis, comes to Chambers, surrounded by blue jerseys, and Hughes just reaches in and rips the ball away. A steal for Hughes, who leads W&L in that category. At the other end, Horn has it. Horn driving baseline, feeds back out front to Smithy. Foul line, Jay is up, no good, and Davis secures it for Lynchburg, and then a silly foul picked up by Deal. Generals haven't been whistled for a lot of infractions tonight. That's their first team foul of the third quarter. It's the first personal on Deal. Five-point ball game with the Generals turning a 7-point deficit into a lead thanks to an 11-0 run. Chambers on the right side, out front to Ogish. Away to Quarles, inside Kolb, surrounded but close to the rim. She's going to finish over a couple of defenders. Kate Kolb had 21 against the Generals here last year. She has 12 so far tonight. Hornets back within 3. Horn the attack, slings it to Smithy, kick out to Hughes at the top of the key. Hughes, the spin on Ogish, the finish is up and good. Some contact with the help defender Chambers, maybe a good no call that time. Hughes now with 7, 5 in the third quarter, 43-38 Generals. Chambers wing left side, the lob for Kolb. This time she's fouled. If she gets the ball in the paint, not a whole lot the Generals can do except send her to the line, and that's going to be the third personal on Aaron Hughes. Hughes will exit Groninger back in. And for the Hornets, Noe and Vetter return. First free throws tonight for Kolb. Just her second appearance of the season. Did not play for the Hornets this year prior to Saturday's game at Shenandoah. And a 21-point effort against W&L a season ago, still her career high. She averaged 4.2 points and 3.8 rebounds in 23 appearances as a rookie last year. 5:23 remaining third quarter. Second free throw for Kolb, trying to make this a 4-point game. On its way, and good. She has all 7 of Lynchburg's points in this period. It's 43-39 Generals. Taylor Casey out front, away to Deal. To Smithy in the high post. Smithy trying to drive in on Kolb. And we've got a foul on the drive before Smithy can go up for the layup. And that'll be the third on Kolb. So Kolb is going to exit here. Ogish got a very short breather. She's back in. Erin Addison replaces Taylor Casey on the floor for W&L. Shot clock up to 20 on the foul. Horn inbounding from underneath. Into Deal in the corner. Away to Smithy. Back out to Addison. Addison driving it on Chambers. Layup, no. Good defense by Chambers. Looked like she was beaten. Still made that a hard shot for Addison. Quarles at the other end, handing off to Chambers. Out front to Ogish. Right wing, Noe. Noe away to Quarles. Hands back off to Noe on the perimeter. 13 to shoot. Chambers on the left wing. Chambers attacking, dishing back to Noe. Open left side, 3, good. Back to a 1-point game. First points of the night for Noe, who set a Lynchburg record with 53s last year. Groninger gets it at the other end, back out to Deal. Away to Addison, who leaves it for Smithy. Smithy starting in on Ogish. The leaner blocked by Ogish, who comes down with the basketball. Good defense there. And the Hornets can regain the lead now. They trail 43-42, 4:15 left in the third. Chambers to the wing. Bounce pass away to Quarles. Quarles is trying to leave it off for Noe, and there's a foul on the Generals. That'll be on Deal, her second. third on the team, and it will take us to a timeout. We got a ball game going on here at Turner Gym tonight. 4:06 remaining in the third. It's Washington and Lee 43 and Lynchburg 42. You're listening to Generals basketball on WLUR Lexington 91.5 FM and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Well, this is starting to feel like the game these two teams played last season in January in this facility. It was back and forth the entire way. Washington and Lee had a decent lead going into the fourth period, up by 9, and then the Hornets outscored them 30-15 in that fourth quarter to secure a 75-69 win. Lynchburg up 5 at the break, leading by 7 early in the second half. The Generals score 11 straight. They were up by 5 just a moment ago. Now it's a 1-point game, and Lynchburg has the basketball. Still 4:06 left in the third. And the Hornets inbounding from the sideline. Noe puts it into Quarles. Back to Noe on the right side. One dribble, gives it away to Chambers. Chambers, 11 to shoot. Looking to get rid of it, does to Ogish. Now Ogish trying to drive it on Hughes. Lost control, lost the basketball. Addison running the floor, no numbers here. She'll settle. Try to go inside to Groninger, and Chambers jumps the passing lane, almost had a steal. Out of bounds off of her fingertips, and it will belong to W&L. Generals up 43-42. Shot clock at 22, as Addison will be the baseline inbounder. Into Megan Horn, back out front to Groninger. Groninger gives it up to Addison, away to Hughes. Hughes against Ogish. Hughes the drive, the spin, muscles it up, no, but this time she gets the whistle. That'll be the second foul on Abby Ogish. And Aaron Hughes will go to the line for the first time tonight. Hughes this season, 78% from the free throw line. Coming off that 20-point game against Virginia Wesleyan on Saturday, tied the season high. That she set against Christopher Newport earlier this year. 1 of 2, makes the first, misses the second. It's a 2-point Generals lead. Chambers at the other end, bounce pass to Noe, out front to Ogish, away to Quarles. She'll get it back to Chambers, top of the arc. Right side to Noe. Down low to Meredith Vetter. Vetter trying to back down Molly Mann, who just checked in. Now it's Ogish, 8 to shoot. Ogish stepping back out. Lob for Vetter, and Hughes made some contact on the pass. That's number 4. As a team, the Generals have committed just 7 fouls in this game, but 4 of them have been on number 32. And that will limit her involvement down the stretch. Still better than 3 minutes left in the third. Horn also checking out as Casey and Smithy have returned. Shot clock up to 20 for Lynchburg on the Generals foul, which is the 4th on the team. And the Hornets just throw the ball out of bounds. Abby Pyzik-Smith was a fantastic guard for this Lynchburg team. She was the intended recipient of that pass, it would appear. Done such a great job at the helm of her alma mater. Won the program's first ever ODAC title in 2016, but she's not eligible to take a shot in this game. Kate Groninger, deep right corner for the Generals. Out to Molly Mann, who had 13 off the bench against the Marlins on Saturday. Away to Addison. Gives to Smithy at the foul line, feet inside, off the head of Casey. It looked like that was not a good pass, but Addison takes it right back. Layup won't go on the reverse there, and it's cleared by Noe. Bang, bang turnovers, and nothing comes of that for the Generals. Chambers down the lane at the other end, all the way in, but the layup won't go, and the rebound is tapped out to Addison. Still 44-42 Generals, 2:24 left in the period. Casey wide open, left side three is up, no good, off a fine feed from Addison. And the Hornets with the rebound. All alone, but could not knock it down. Hit a couple earlier in this quarter as part of that big Generals run. Ogish away to Noe on the left wing. She'll fire up the three. That's no good. Would have put the Hornets in front. And I believe we have a Generals foul on the rebound as Groninger and Quarles were both going after the basketball. And they have hit Groninger with her first. It's the 5th team foul, so Quarles will head to the line for 2. Quarles, the 3rd team All-ODAC selection last year, shooting about 5 percentage points lower from 3. She made a school record 8 in a game here against Guilford last year. 3 makes tonight, all in the first half at the foul line this year. A 72% shooter. First of her pair, up and good. Now she can tie it with the second. That free throw up and in, and it's 44 all. Final 2 minutes of the third here at Turner Gym tonight. ODAC women's basketball, big mid-season win on the line, and a battle going on. Smithy at the foul line, squares to the rim, trying to drive it again on Ogish and lost the basketball. Ogish to the deck, picks it up, and is able to turn away from Smithy to prevent the held ball. Lynchburg has it off the turnover. Inside it comes to Vetter. Vetter, terrific feed to the weak side to Ogish, whose layup makes it 46-44 Hornets. 90 seconds left in the period. Another Generals turnover, and this one cashed in on by the Hornets. Addison stops out front, away to Groninger in right corner. Back out to Deal. Deal around to Smithy's screen. Deal to the low blocks, feed to Smithy at the high post. Smithy down the lane, able to draw the foul on the turnaround jumper as Vetter is assessed her first. Andy Smithy missed a pair of free throws in the second quarter. Just 2 points so far tonight for the senior from Charlotte, who averages 10.5. She's had a tough go against the 6'2" Kolb and the very athletic Ogish, who stands at 5'11". Couple of unguarded shots for Smithy with 1:10 to play. First one is up, good. Now she'll try to draw the Generals back even with the second. On its way, good as well. 46-46. Jogged ahead by Quarles as we approach the final minute of the quarter. Out front to Lizzie Davis. Davis around a Vetter screen. Davis driving past Deal. Help defense never came. 2 easy wins for Davis. Hornets back up by 2. Davis has been hampered by some foul trouble tonight. Just her second basket. 48-46. 46 seconds to go. Horn down the lane. Felt contact. Banks it off the glass and gets the whistle. That's on Davis. That's her third. What a finish by Horn. Little head fake there. The Hornets were expecting her to pass the basketball. Instead, she's got a 3-point play opportunity. 11 points now for Horn with a free throw coming. She's 2 of 2 at the line tonight. 61% on the year. Davis back to the bench after picking up her third. Horn shooting for the lead with 44 seconds left in the stanza. Foul shot is up, won't go. Offensive rebound for Deal, and able to feed it back out to Anna Dorta. Away to Horn. Another drive by Horn, another runner. This one doesn't go, but a whistle will put her back at the line, and that's number 3 on Abby Ogish. Gotta love the aggressiveness of Megan Horn. She's a matchup problem for a lot of teams. A 5'11" guard, a lefty as well, who can knock it down from the outside. And as we've seen on the last couple of possessions, really this one possession extended, able to get the ball to the rim and make things happen. First foul shot here is up and good. So the Generals now back in front with 36.2 seconds left. 12th point for Horn, who had 22 against the Hornets. First time she ever played him in Lexington last year. Way short on the second free throw, but Deal runs down another offensive rebound, and the Generals feed it back to the perimeter. Half a minute to go in the third. Here's Casey up top. Away to Dorta. Left side to Horn. Shot clock at 8. Horn eyeing the floor. Ships it off to Casey. Casey with Chambers defending. Casey gets right by Chambers and lays it up with his shot clock at 1. An 8-point quarter for Casey. And a 5-point possession for the Generals, who lead it by 3. 5 to go. Quarles elbow jumper rolls off the rim, no. Horn rebounds, and that should be the end of the quarter. And Washington and Lee in a back-and-forth third period went from down 7 to up 5 to down a couple to up 3. 30 minutes in the books here at Turner Gym tonight. It's Washington and Lee 51, Lynchburg 48. You're listening to Generals Basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
3-point Generals lead as we head to the final 10 minutes of action tonight. We'll get you a quick update on the men's side as well. It's an 8-point game on the other side of the Hill City. Washington and Lee 59, Randolph 51 with 11:45 to play. First half, the Generals' 3 leading scorers, Taylor Casey, Aaron Hughes, and Andy Smithy, combined for 2 points. In the third quarter, they combined for 18, and then Megan Horn, who was 4th on the team in scoring, had the other 6. Casey with 8, Hughes with 6, Horn with 6, Smithy with 4 in that quarter alone. And the Generals find themselves up by 3. It'll be Dorta, Mann, Casey, Deal, and Horn for the Generals. They are dealing with foul trouble for Aaron Hughes, who's got 4. For Lynchburg, Kolb, Davis, and Ogish, all with 3. Something to watch for down the stretch here. 2 of those players will be on the floor to begin the quarter, Ogish and Kolb, along with Chambers, Noe, and Quarles. Generals basketball as we get fourth quarter action underway. Glad to have you with us on WLUR and WLUR All Access tonight. It's been a good one so far. The Generals coming in 6-2 in the ODAC. The Hornets 4-3. Horn, long 3, no good. Jordan Deal tracking down yet another offensive rebound. She does that so well and gets it out to Taylor Casey. Casey taking the ball down the lane. Nothing there against Chambers. Hands off to the cutting Dorta, and then her shot is stuffed by Kate Kolb. Rim protector there for the Hornets. Lynchburg racing ahead to Noe, who lays it up and in. The long transition pass, a good one for Chambers, and Carolyn Noe makes it a 1-point game. Megan Horn out front, away to Deal. Lob inside to Molly Mann. Mann, a little post-up action off the back iron, and it drops in. First points of the night for the senior. 53-50 WNL. 9 minutes to go. Ogish gets it right elbow, back to the basket, trying to hand off to Chambers. The ball was knocked away, and it's off the leg of Chambers. Anna Dorta making another big play on the defensive end to force the turnover. Mann checks out, replaced by her classmate Andy Smithy. And Generals up by 3. Megan Horn ahead to Smithy. Off to the left wing to Deal. Across to Horn on the right side. Horn, lob overthrown for Smithy. And no Hornet touched it. It goes back to Lynchburg. That has been a bugaboo for the Generals tonight. Too many turnovers. That last one, number 13. Feels like more. Lynchburg sitting on 12 right now. And the Generals nursing a 53-50 lead with 8:38 to go. Brought up by Jada Chambers, who has made a strong case to be part of the regular rotation going forward. Inside to Ogish, got it down low and finishes. Got it right in the middle of the lane, and it's tough for any defender, even one as good as Jordan Deal, to make a clean play from there. Ogish now with 11, 53-52. Horn on the right side, out front to Taylor Casey. Bounce pass ahead to Smithy. Leaves it off for Dorta. Dorta coming across to Casey. Open left side 3. Rims out. Kolb with another rebound. And the Hornets can retake the lead. Brought up by Noe. Hands off to Maggie Quarles. Calls the play between the circles. Ships it up the right side to Chambers. Now out top to Ogish. Away to Quarles, 13 to shoot, trying to get it to Kolb. And now the lob inside, another great pass by Ogish. Kolb's layup makes it 54-53 Hornets. Kate Kolb now with 15. Megan Horn away to Deal at the other end. Back out to Dorta, who gives it up to Casey. Casey coming around to Smithy's screen, pulls up trying to shoot a three, which he hits, but it's not going to count because Smithy is called for a moving screen. Did not stay set for the right amount of time there. And another Generals turnover as the Hornets get it back, leading by 1. Tough pass for Chambers. That was just dropped in by Cole with Dorta lurking, but Lynchburg hangs on. Noe gets it on the right side, out front to Ogish. Away to Chambers, left wing. Inside Cole, posting up Smithy. Off the backboard, no, and the rebound to Deal. 1 point game, Generals have it, trailing 54-53. Casey wing left side, out front to Deal. Deal trying to drive in on Kolb. Interesting matchup there, and Deal with the take all the way to the rim for 2. Kept Kolb's feet moving. A big basket for Jordan Deal. 55-54 WDL, 6:46 to go. Chambers to Kolb in the high post. Looking at the basket there, wants to get rid of it. Gotta be careful to avoid a 5-second call with Smithy there. Does get it away to Chambers. Chambers driving baseline, reverse layup, no. Dorta went down trying to sell a charge. Good no call. Generals have it with a 1 point lead. Here's Smithy running the floor. Smithy layup, no. Deal crashes in another offensive rebound. Her stick back, though, won't go. And Ogish grabs it for Lynchburg. Missed opportunity there for the Generals. Couple of close range looks to extend the lead. It remains a 1 point game. Ogish left side to Jada Chambers. Chambers slings it out front to Quarles. 12 on the shot clock for the Hornets. Quarles drops it off for Noe, who fires up the 3 ball, won't go. Another board for Deal. She's got a bunch of those tonight. 9 to be exact. And the Generals have it, still up 55-54. 5:49 to go. Horn the drive and dish, could not throw it over top of Kolb, who steals it away. Turnover number 14 for the Generals tonight. Quarles from the right side. Goes across to Chambers. Chambers on the drive, the pull-up against Dorta. She felt the contact and got the shot attempt away, so free throws coming for Chambers with her team down by 1. Chambers hasn't scored since the first quarter, but she has run the Lynchburg offense tonight to the tune of 6 assists. Again, it only played about 15-16 minutes coming in on the season for the Hornets. James River District Player of the Year for Buckingham County High School last year, the native of Dillwyn, Virginia. Her first free throw here ties it up. She's now 3 of 3 at the line. Only other points in her career, the 2 she scored at the foul line in a rout of Hood right before Christmas. Misses the second free throw. Deal in double figures in rebounds with 10. Tie ball game, Generals in possession, 5:21 left in the fourth period. Jordan Deal top of the key, guarded by Meredith Vetter. Deal coming around to screen. Cole picks her up on the switch, away to Horn. To the left side it goes. Lob inside for Smith. You got away that time. Layup good and 1. Jordan Deal, terrific pass there to set up Smithy a 3-point play opportunity coming up with 5:07 to go. Foul is the second on Meredith Vetter. Smithy with the size and depth of the Lynchburg front court tonight has had a tough time getting going. But a big basket there and a free throw coming. Trying to make this a 3-point lead. She does. All 7 of her points in the second half. 58-55 Generals. Lizzie Davis back out for the Hornets. Kate Groninger on the floor for W&L. Aaron Hughes still sitting with 4 fouls. Quarles to the baseline. Feed back out to Noe. Noe guarded by Horn around a Vetter screen. Launching the 3. It's way off, an air ball. And out of bounds. Back to the Generals. Carolyn Noe looking at the official, claiming a touch. I think more hopeful than anything else. We got a timeout on the court. 4:48 remaining in the fourth. Generals up by 3. Back in a moment. You're listening to WNL Basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
4:48 remaining fourth quarter. Jeremy Franklin back with you at Turner Gym. Washington and Lee leading Lynchburg 58-55. Generals have the basketball coming out of the under 5 timeout. Groninger, Casey, Deal, Smithy, and Horn against Davis, Quarles, Kolb, Noe, and Ogish. Andy Smithy at the left elbow, away to Casey, launches the three. It's off. Tough shot there with a hand in her face, and the rebound gathered by Carolyn Noe. Brought ahead by Quarles, stops between the rings, now sends it right side to Davis. Davis into the corner to Noe, gets it back. Groninger almost stole it away. In fact, does force the turnover. It deflects out off the hand of Davis, and it will belong to the Generals. Kate Groninger, who energized WNL's offense in the first quarter, making the key play on the defensive side here in the fourth. Groninger has it on the perimeter at the other end. Gives it away to Casey. Out front to Horn. Smithy sets the screen. Horn feeds inside to Smithy. Kolb reaching and almost got the steal. Smithy recovers, gets inside and lays it in. Kolb had lost her footing when she went for the steal, could not get back in position in time, and Andy Smithy puts the Generals up by 5. 3:46 remaining. Quarles on the left side, out top to Davis, around an Ogish screen. Davis driving, nothing there against Deal. Gets it to Ogish in the corner, poked at by Groninger. Ogish hangs on. Shot clock down to 9. Ogish trying to drive. Deal reaches in, knocks it away. Ogish gets it back, gives it to Kolb. Her foul line jumper no good, and the rebound to Deal. Good possession there for the Washington and Lee defense. They have it up 5, 3:18 left in the fourth. Megan Horn on the wing, caught without her dribble, but Casey comes over to help. Taylor Casey around the Smithy screen. 12 on the shot clock. Now Casey gives it up to Horn. Horn driving in, top of the key. Horn, the runner is up, no good. Wave it off anyway. Player control foul as Ogish got set outside the restricted area, and Horn just a little bit out of control that time. That's her first personal, third team foul. Hornet possession, 3 minutes left, and a 5-point game. Abby Pyzik-Smith will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. And this has been a heck of a ball game. Lots of ties, lots of lead changes. Right now it's the Generals holding on to a 5-point lead. No Aaron Green, no Alyssa Smalls tonight for the Hornets, both suspended due to a violation of team rules. Leader in points, leader in assists, unavailable. But Kate Kolb has stepped up, 15.6 rebounds in just her second game of the year, 11 apiece for two of the other Hornet leaders in Ogish and Quarles. And then can't say enough good things about the way Chambers has played tonight, 5 points and 6 assists, in more than double the minutes she had played on the entire season coming in. On the General side, Megan Horn, 12 points and 6 assists. Andy Smithy with 9, Taylor Casey with 8. All of Smithy and Casey's points have come in the second half. Aaron Hughes and Kate Groninger also with 8. Jordan Deal, 6 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. Generals have a 5-point lead. The Hornets have the basketball. Davis up the floor being ridden pretty hard by Groninger there. Lucky maybe not to pick up a foul. Kolb top of the key, left side to Noe. Noe away to Davis coming off a screen. Groninger catches up to her. To the right wing to Quarles, guarded by Casey, and then Smithy with the steal as they try to get it to Kolb. Smithy racing ahead, transition layup, well short. Thought she was going to get fouled and missed badly there. The Hornets control the rebound. Still a 5-point game, 2.5 to go. Davis ahead to Ogish at the foul line. Back to the basket, hands off to Davis. Davis trying to lean around a defender and does get the whistle. It's on Deal. And that'll mean free throws for Lizzie Davis. She's been hampered by some foul trouble tonight, just 4 points. She had a couple of big scoring games against WNL last year. Season high 17 against the Generals here. And then 16 more in the ODAC quarterfinal game that the Generals won by 2. Misses the first free throw here. 66% foul shooter. 2:21 to go, second one coming. That is on its way and good to make it 60-56. Aaron Hughes, who's been sitting for a while with 4 fouls, checks back in, replacing Kate Groninger. Jogged ahead by Casey. Sends it right side to Horn. Horn out front to Smithy. Smithy will take a couple of dribbles and then give it away to Aaron Hughes. Step back foul line jumper, nothing but net for Aaron Hughes. What a shot. It's a 6-point Generals lead as we tick down inside of 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. Noe up the left side to Quarles. Big possession. The Hornets need points here. Quarles attacking. Kick out to Noe. Open left side. 3 won't go. Offensive rebound for Davis. Put back good to make it a 4-point game. Couldn't get the 3 from Noe, but a big follow for Lizzie Davis. 62-58. 1:37 to play. Taylor Casey drops it off to Horn. Wing right side to Hughes. Hughes out top to Jordan Deal. Deal picks up her dribble. Able to bounce it away to Casey. Shot clock at 12. Smithy sets the screen. Casey launching the 3. Nothing but net for Taylor Casey. 2 big jumpers on back-to-back possessions. The Hughes 2 and the Casey 3. And the Generals lead 65-58. 1:09 to go. Noe on the right wing for the Hornets. Out front to Quarles. Quarles away to Ogish. A lot of time being taken by the Hornets. They get it into Kolb. Her layup won't go, though. And the rebound is Smithy. 56 seconds left. The Generals in possession. Up by 7. The Hornets need to foul, and they are way under the limit right now. Only 1 team foul, and they're not looking for it right now. Now the instructions come in from the bench. The whistle on Davis with 45.3 to go. But the Hornets have to do that 3 more times to get the Generals to the line. And that's also the 4th personal on Davis. 65-58 Washington and Lee. Big second half for Casey. All 11 of her points since the break, including that 3-pointer that made it a 7-point game. And it comes to Hughes. Ogish trying to give the foul and does with 42.4 to go, and that's going to be 4 on Ogish. So the Hornets have multiple things to keep in mind here. They need to foul twice more to put the Generals in the bonus, but they need Davis and Ogish on the court if they want to come back in this game. In for Smithy, and there's the foul by Colvin. That will be her 4th. Also the team's 4th. 1 more to go. And we're down to 40.3 seconds remaining. And a timeout coming in from the Lynchburg sideline. We will stay here. 40.3 seconds left. Washington and Lee trying to extend its winning streak to 5, get to 7-2 in the ODAC. And the Generals up 65-58. The Hornets have to commit 1 more foul if they can't get a steal. 1 more foul to send the Generals to the free throw line. And now 3 of their players have picked up personal foul number 4 on this 1 possession. That's the rules change coming into play from women's basketball from a couple of seasons ago. 5 team fouls in a quarter puts you in the bonus. And the Hornets had committed 6 fouls in the second half prior to this sequence. And in men's college basketball, under the old women's rules, number 7 would put the Generals in the 1-1. But now that everything has been changed around, it's put the Hornets in a predicament. Deal will inbound from the sideline. Gets it into Casey, their best foul shooter. They do get the right player committing the foul this time. It's Maggie Quarles, just her first. And that is not whom the Hornets want to see at the free throw line. Taylor Casey on the season, 87.2%, second in the ODAC. First free throw here is up and no good. So the rare miss for Casey. Still a 7-point margin. And another free throw coming for the senior from Brentwood, Tennessee. On its way, good. 66-58. The Hornets need points in a big hurry. Not necessarily a 3 right away. Davis will drive. Davis will lean around Deal and score. 66-60. The Generals were trying to get the timeout to advance the basketball. They don't. But as it turns out, they won't need to, as Jordan Deal is quickly fouled by Carolyn Noe. And so Deal will walk to the other end and shoot her first free throws of the night. Generals' leading rebounder has a dozen tonight, along with 4 assists and 6 points on the year. 59% at the foul line. 6-point game, 31.2 seconds remaining. Deal's first is up, no good. Generals leaving some points on the table at the free throw line tonight. And Deal misses both. So still a 2-possession game. Here come the Hornets. Quarles ahead, dribbles into a three. It's well short, just to graze the iron. And the rebound run down by Hughes, and she is quickly fouled with 21.5 to go, and that will be the end of the night for Lizzie Davis. So another chance for the Generals at the line, this time with Hughes. Washington in lead at the foul line tonight, just 11 of 19. They are second in the conference in free throw shooting on the season at 72%. That number goes up to 77% in ODAC games, but nowhere near that mark tonight. Aaron Hughes, 11th in the ODAC in foul shooting, 1 of 2 tonight. First one here is up and good. That's her 11th point. And the second one on its way, got that as well. 8-point game, just 21.5 seconds remaining. Ahead comes Jada Chambers. Chambers away to Cole. 12-footer is up, no good. Rebound tracked down by Smithy, and a foul with just 10.4 seconds left. Prior to last year's ODAC quarterfinals, Washington and Lee had lost 9 straight against the Hornets. Kate Kolb has fouled out of this game. She was a big reason why Lynchburg beat WNL in this building last year, 21 points. Best game of her rookie season. 15 more tonight in her second appearance, first start of the year. The Generals got that monkey off their back in the ODAC tournament as Andy Smithy knocks down first of her 2 free throws. Have not won at Lynchburg since 2014. 1 of 2 for Smithy. About to break that streak as well. Final seconds here. Quarles up the floor in a 9-point game. Step back 3 over Casey, up no good. And the rebound collected by Hughes right as time expires. Good second half for Washington and Lee. It will lift the Generals to a road win here tonight. 5 in a row on the right side of the record column for Washington and Lee. The Generals get to 7-2 in the ODAC as they beat Lynchburg 69-60. That's your final score at Turner Gym. We'll take a short timeout and come back to wrap this one up. Stay with us. You're listening to Generals Basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, Save the Food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the Food, because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the Food. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Final score here in Lynchburg tonight, Washington and Lee 69, University of Lynchburg 60, as the Hornets fall to 4-4 in the ODAC, 7-8 on the season. The Generals improved to 10-6 on the year, 7-2 in the ODAC, 5 straight victories to open up the calendar year for Christine Clancy's team. Our coverage of Generals basketball tonight has been brought to you in part by the Washington and Lee University Store. Owned and operated by W&L, the University Store is located right on campus in Elrod Commons. The store features a wide range of apparel celebrating W&L, including the Peter Millar Collegiate Collection, offering polos and sweaters for your game day style. If you're looking for workout gear, we have a variety of performance apparel from Nike and Under Armour. All proceeds go back to the Washington and Lee community, helping to fund athletic, alumni, and student programs. The store is open 7 days a week. Order online anytime at store.wlu.edu. Really good second half for the Generals. They scored 27 points in the first, 42 after halftime. They got the three big weapons going, namely Taylor Casey, Aaron Hughes, and Andy Smith, who all ended up in double figures tonight after combining for just 2 points in the opening two quarters. Great game for Megan Horn, a really nice floor game for Jordan Deal. Lynchburg again shorthanded tonight. No Aaron Green, no Alyssa Smalls. But Kate Cole put together a 15-point effort along with 7 rebounds. Abby Ogish, what an impressive player she is. Sophomore who missed her rookie season due to injury. 11 points, 8 rebounds, and really passes the ball so well. 4 assists tonight. And then Maggie Quarles had 11 points. Lizzie Davis with 9. And then Jada Chambers. If she doesn't get more minutes for the Hornets, I'll be shocked after the way she played tonight. 4 appearances for about 4 minutes ago coming in. She played 30 minutes tonight. Had 5.6 assists versus 3 turnovers and 3 rebounds as well. Carolyn Noe, the leading bench scorer for the Hornets tonight, with 5. 4 in double figures for the Generals, 12 apiece for Horn, Casey, and Hughes, 10 for Smithy, who had a double-double, 10 rebounds as well. The line for Megan Horn, 12 points and 6 assists. Taylor Casey had a dozen all in the second half. Aaron Hughes, 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. Again, Smithy with 10 and 10. And then Jordan Deal, 6 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. The Generals, as a team, ended up plus 8 on the glass, out-rebounded Lynchburg 41-33. Off the bench tonight, Kate Groninger with 8, Erin Addison 4, Anna Dorta 3, and Molly Mann with 2. A little bit of a break for the Generals. There are 13 teams in the ODAC now, and they are the 13th team this weekend, so they do not play again until next Tuesday. It's another big ODAC game, home against Roanoke, 7 o'clock tip. You can watch that game on the W&L Sports Network. Find the link at generalsports.com. Our next broadcast of Generals basketball on WLUR will be right here in this building on Saturday, January 25th, when Washington and Lee and Lynchburg play in men's hoops at 2 p.m. And then we'll be back with the women 2 weeks from tonight, January 29th, as the Generals travel to Shenandoah. That's a 7 o'clock tip. Find out more on our website at wlur.wlu.edu. Thanks to Andy McEnroe and the fine folks at First Team Broadcasting, as well as to Lila Kimball back in the WLUR studio. You've been listening to Generals Basketball on WLUR and WLUR All Access. I'm Jeremy Franklin saying so long from Lynchburg. Final score in ODAC women's basketball tonight, Washington and Lee 69, Lynchburg 60.